my channel, my channel, my content. My channel, my content. My channel, my content.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everyone. How you doing, Billy?
Good, good. We got some guests in the house.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, guys? How's everybody in the room? Brittany and Mike Snyder are here. Yeah, no, you guys are killing it.
Mike just joined us on the Deeds Not Words. Pretty awesome.
Yes, I saw that. That was awesome. So we'll get him a drawing and shirts, and he just has to provide a picture and his address, and we'll take care of that. It's always the fun part when the people get the characters,
Yeah, that's great.
So
everyone knows Chris Eaton from Fat Man Nation,
and we got Jay from Green Line.
Yep.
And while we're on the topic, and before we go into the chat and say hi to everybody, let's talk about what you're doing.
Yeah, well, we're Jay and I last year wanted to do something for the vets because I do some kind of charity, for a portion of the year every year, and I decided I wanted to concentrate on disabled vets. And prior to that, we were always promoting like some other company, where it was like the Hero Company or Till Valhalla, and people were buying shirts and bracelets, but we couldn't really keep track of what they do because people were going direct to them to buy everything. And I was like, I wonder what the administrative cost is, for when these people buy a shirt. Like, are the shirts only costing them $3, and they're then they're paying like secretaries and marketing companies and all that for the rest. So Jay and I, we were talking one night, and Jay was talking about like, yeah, what I'd really love to do is build a gated community for vets where we just give them houses. And I was like, holy shit, this dude thinks big, right?
Yeah.
That's big. Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, I really wouldn't mind working with this guy. And Jay is one of those guys that like make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Like he does everything like I would. So we decided, let's go direct. We'll have people buy the shirts directly from us. This way, all the profit can go directly to, we chose Camp Freedom. And, there's no administrative cost. I don't need any money from this. I got a job. I do my own thing. Jay with the same thing. And we're like, yeah, let's just start something where we could give the profits to the veterans directly, and there's zero administrative cost on our end. It actually cost me and Jay, like a couple of $1,000s to do everything, but that's just part of the work. And I'll tell you one thing: the guy that runs Camp Freedom, he did not expect $7,200 from us last year.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
He was just like, reptile people, what are they going to give? $600, $1,000? And but when we brought the big check out, he was like, no way. Right. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
And
we're swimming in that sweet, luscious, gooey ball python money.
Oh, yeah. That's what I always tell people, like if it's like in dodgeball. Like if you could dodge a ball, you could dodge a wrench. And we're like, if you could buy a ball python, you could give to vets, So yeah, and it's been fun, and it was really successful last year. And we want to do it again because we went to Camp Freedom and actually saw what they do for vets. And it's like a life-changing place. They'll take vets with no legs hunting. They'll give them that wheelchair that I was in with the treads, the tank treads and all that.
Yeah.
And they have hunting right on the property. They have buffalo on the property.
Oh, shit.
Buffalo and deer. And you know, before we started this, like I didn't know because I'm a city guy, so normally I'm inside. But you know, people are like really passionate about hunting and fishing and hiking and you know, going out to nature. And when you become disabled and you can't do that, you know, that's a big life change. It's like something that was taken away from you, you know. And Camp Freedom does all of this and more. So yeah, we're very, very happy with them. It was Jay's idea because Camp Freedom is 20 minutes from him. Yeah,
Oh,
you
Awesome.
know about Camp Freedom.
Veteran, is that right?
What's up, Craig?
You're a combat veteran,
Yes, I am.
and what branch did you serve in?
I served in the Army from 99 to 2012.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Now, is there a link that you can put in the chat there, Craig?
Yeah,
You
I'll
have
do
it.
it right
I know
now.
that I just saw you did a reel on your Instagram
Yep.
earlier.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you, Craig.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that way. Yeah.
fatmannation.com, and then click on the support disabled veterans link, and it'll bring you to all the information.
Don't give till it hurts. Give till it feels good.
That's right.
So let's see who we all got in the chat today so far. Massey Morph, holy moly, number 1. Number 2, we got Mr. Caplocks himself, Paul. 3, we have Sage Green Power LLC. Just watched Mail Monday. Yeah. So I finally did a Mail Monday video.
You did? Oh, I missed it.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
yeah, some of the fucking envelopes are 2 years old. So
yeah. Billy was opening mail from 24.
2024, February 2020. Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. But hey, man, I'm getting on. I did 2 other videos. So 2 Mondays from now, there'll be another one. And 2 Mondays from now, starting to start filming. I just pulled clutch number 4 off the female today. So, you know, getting back in full swing. But yeah, I can't believe it's been 2 fucking years. It's crazy. What's up, Mike? Nikki and Kurt, Irresistible. What's going on?
Hey, Nikki and Kurt.
We got Misty Hill, Mr. Bergman in the house, Bergman Reptile Room. Virgil's in the house, Lowe's Exotics. Shauna Kana here. Well, hello.
Sean has been
George.
a huge help with the Deeds Not Words. She's part of the main team. So yeah, we have a ton of people. Morforge, part of the team also. So
Awesome.
that's definitely cool.
Yeah, they just said that they watched me open mail from 2024. I couldn't believe it because I figured it was like last year. And I'm looking, I'm like, holy shit, has it been that long? Fuck, it's been crazy. Time flies. I mean, I've been putting it off, but it's just like, wow, I can't believe it. So, Unlocked Morphs in the house. GG Serpents, what's up, guys? What's up, my man? Brittany's in the house, Fire Baby.
She says, I can't wait for Billy to open his birthday gift from last year.
Yeah, that's in the next episode. So I had to break it up because I have so many. So let's see. Who else is in here? What's up, fuckers? That's Bear. He's a hunter, man. He loves his guns and hunting.
Yeah, that's I mean I got to try it. Maybe I'll try it in one of those wheelchairs and just walk up on a deer and blow its head off and then eat it, you know, because apparently I don't even know how to hunt, you know, like I'm from the Bronx. I never, you know,
City guys, yeah, you know.
never went out to the woods and, you know, hunted. But I got a feeling if I went out with a real hunter, he would just be yelling at me. You know, he's just like, you're making too much noise, fat boy. You know, you go stay in the car, you know.
Dickie's Foster. We got Jen. Who else we got kicking in here? Mercy Morphs. Eric.
What's up, Joe?
Let's see. So if you have any questions or anything you want to talk about, throw it in the chat. Craig will find it and bring it up. We got both Jay and Chris in the house. Catalina Morph Mixer. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
Grim Reaper. So
Sweet.
happy Monday. Snow in Mingo Junction, Ohio. Yeah, it's crazy. I saw I went on Instagram earlier, and I guess Garrett DeMeyer, Wisconsin's like fucking snowed in. He can't even go
Yeah.
anywhere. Like I'm like, holy shit. So he's in with the reptiles in his hotel still. Hopefully, getting being able to transport and get back home tomorrow. But nuts.
Yeah, Ron St. Pierre was in Florida, and there was hurricanes going on, and he was telling me like a 14-hour drive took like 26 hours.
Wow. Oh, Unlock Morph says, I'm a vet and I own an apparel company. Small shop small.
That's
Amen.
awesome.
That's great. Hey, we got a question.
And hold on, I'm going to throw this up. There's the one right there.
If you're on mobile, you have to click the little hamburger button on the top right to find this support disabled vets. So if you're on a mobile, there's a hamburger menu button on the top right that you click to find it.
Randall in the house.
Is that what they call it? A hamburger button?
Yeah, because it's
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Okay. What up, snake pimps? Let's do this. I know this topic has been discussed before with rats and ASFs and how switching between them is no problem. Is the same for mice?
So I technically don't really ever feed mice. Back in the day, I used to get little mice hoppers or fuzzies, whatever you want to call them, to start my animals off. And then I just started getting, and I was doing that, and I was feeding them too small. And what would happen is I went over to a few other people's places back in the day, and I'm like, holy shit, like how are your animals so big? It's like, oh, I feed them, a rat fuzzy. And I'm like, what? It's like, aren't they too big? He's like, no, it's great for them. And I started doing it and never really looked back. I do like using ASF hoppers. I don't really use mice, but I have had in the past where I had a guy call me up every 2 or 3 months and say, hey, I've got like 500 adult mice. My freezers are frozen. I don't need them. I'll give them to you at like $1 a piece. And I'm like, fucking bring them.
He heard you were having a barbecue.
I would just open them up and just throw them in and be like crack, and they would take them really quick. And it's not like, and I hear this all the time. If you put them on ASFs, they'll never eat anything else for the rest of their life. And it's so stupid. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy, and I had, even still, I have around 2,000 animals, but on average, I would say for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've had 2,000 animals, and they've been eating mice once every 3 months or so, ASFs, Norwegians, and I would swap them. I still do it to this day. Once every 4 to 6 weeks, I get some rats brought in because I breed my own ASFs. I get some rats brought in, and I feed them. And I would say 80 to 90% eat. Why don't the other 10? Could be in shed, just does, there are some that are fixated. They're like, they only eat ASFs, or I have some that will only eat rats and they have to be black, or they have to be, darker ones or white. It's really weird, but it's not like, and I'm talking thousands and thousands of animals I have, a couple thousand. So when I have, 100 that didn't eat out of 2,000, I'm fucking happy with those results. But all those animals, the other 1,900 or so, they're going from ASFs to rats, back to ASFs to rats. There's no issues. And I've even tried quail, but it's just like pain in the ass because you have to thaw it out. And, it does leave a little stinkier shit. But they eat. If they're hungry, they eat. And I feed my animals after like 250, 300 grams every 2 weeks. So when I offer it a meal, it's hungry. Okay. So that's just what I do. And you hear a lot of other people. I have no problem doing back and forth. So I would say you have no real issue with the mice. But I don't know why you're trying to feed mice. I would rather you get on something else or stick with the rats and the ASFs.
Levance at Straight Fire feeds large mice to his animals a lot. You hear some of this, I think, is maybe 10 years old, this information, but because I think 10 years ago, people were really careful, like not to sell you ASFs if you couldn't get ASFs locally, or they wouldn't sell you animals that were on ASFs because they were really afraid that it would backfire. But what I will say, I have some adults that were grown their whole life on ASFs, and they eat less often, but they eat. They eat Norway rats just fine. They just don't eat every week, and it's fine. And I don't feed my adults every week anyway, but they might go once every 3 weeks or once every 4 weeks. So, and you do hear people talk about mousers, like they'll say, "Oh, this animal's a mouser," but I don't hear that anymore. I think we heard that a lot years ago. I don't really hear that people have mousers anymore.
But to feed like adult mice, like you'd have to feed 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Compare like and I mean, I'm just reading down here. He's like, I heard from an established breeder today that he feeds mice until the snake is too big for the retired mouse. He saves a ton of money. I don't know how you feed it. It's still the cost of the rodent still going to be the same price, because when you look at rats, mice, and ASFs, they're usually roughly the same price compared to the weight of the animal.
Yep.
Yeah, well, we never had any problem either, and we fed rat pups to all the babies, and they handled it just fine.
Yeah,
So and we had about 600 animals, and we had to buy. We didn't breed rats, back then. There were just rat breeders and then snake breeders. There wasn't really a combination, and we fed just rats for years. When our guy had mice or ASFs, we just and he delivered those instead because he didn't have enough rats. The snakes were fine. If they, like Billy said, if they're hungry, they're gonna eat. I mean, you could throw a slice of pizza in there, and if they're hungry, they'll figure it out. So yeah, no, I agree with Billy. It's like I never had a problem switching back and forth.
Jay, do you breed your own rodents, or do you?
No, I feed frozen. I have a handful that will only take live. They're adults, so occasionally I can get them to take a frozen, but sometimes it'll be every 1 out of 4 times I can get to happen. But I pick up a couple live that I need, and they last.
Have you changed the diet at all, or is it always Norwegians? Do you ever switch it up, or?
I've fed some of them ASFs too, but live.
Okay.
And I don't think they care.
Yeah. And because that's the thing is, before, I don't know if it was the rodent breeders that used to start that. It's like, oh shit, I don't have ASFs. Guess what, man? If you go and you try these ASFs, you'll never get them back on rodents. You're gonna have issues. I think they started it just so that fucking people didn't go off their supply of rodents, right? I don't know.
I think it's easier if it's live. If it's live and there's movement, it's going to go after it.
Yeah.
I think in terms of ball python preferences, I would say they would probably prefer an ASF to a mouse to a Norway, or maybe mouse first versus ASF. I don't know, but I keep mice because I have some other species. And they start really small, and I like to start my ball pythons off with mouse hoppers. But they are a pain. Jen says, I hate breeding mice. They stink. They definitely do stink.
Yeah.
But I have one boa that is kind of in bad health and will only tolerate mice. So I still need to keep some mice.
Here's Bear's words of wisdom.
Yeah.
If you want your ball python to stay small, feed them mice. Yeah.
I agree with Bear. Yeah.
Or you're going to have to feed like 4 or 5 adults to compare. And
it's a lower protein count too.
Yeah. So Unlocked says 95 of mine will eat whatever I offer. More forage, same. We feed both, and doesn't seem to matter when we give them mice. No idea. But if I had a preference of feeding ASF, mice, and rats, mice would be my last option.
Yeah.
Like Jay said, there's not a lot of protein in there. It's I don't know,
Skin and bones.
skin and bones, and you got to feed, so I don't know how it would be
Several
more
of them.
cost effective, because if I could get a Norwegian for like $3 or an ASF or a couple ASFs for around, a little bit cheaper, you'd have to do 4 or 5 mice at $1, but it's more expensive, to get the same sort of, at least the same kind of weight. I don't know about the nutrients and everything else, but I hate breeding rats. I mean, mice, they stink. What's up, Ray?
The mouse hoppers are, I mean, how many times did you throw a mouse hopper in there and then he hopped right back out, and then he hit the floor and then now it's lost forever, so they're a pain in the ass. We fed small rat pups who barely moved, so we didn't have the we didn't have the hopping out option, because once that happened to us 25 times, we were just like, there got to be a better way,
Yeah. No, I just figured that, I always, back in the day, feed a rat every single week. Do this. Get it to where it's a quarter to the size of the girth bigger. And,
Right.
I'd be feeding these animals and you can tell they ate. And then next week I go in and I'm like, oh, half of them wouldn't eat the second week, or they'd take time off, or that 1,000-gram wall. Once those females got to 1,000 grams, they'd go off food for 3-4 months. I haven't had that for about 6-7 years since I've gone every 2 weeks feeding. And I don't feed something that's, a quarter the size of the girth. I just feed it something probably the same size or even a little less. And I've had no issues. I'm breeding every year. I've got 4 clutches downstairs right now. And, I probably underfed this year because I didn't feed for about 2 weeks before we moved. And when I got in, settling everything in, they probably didn't eat for 3-4 weeks, until I got everything settled. And then I got the rats in, and I had slow production on the ASF since I moved them. So if anything this year, I've underfed my collection. And, the first 4 animals, I got 7, 6, 7, and then 6 today. So I'm still averaging 6-7 eggs a clutch. And, I'm not feeding big ass rats every week, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So
It's good. Let's get some more questions.
here we go. Robert says, I feed back and forth, ASF to Norway. I breed my own, but ASFs are stupid expensive around here. Yeah. Some places they are really expensive.
Yeah.
So Fish Fam's in the house. Jen says, don't forget to hit the like button. Do it. So we got Chris and Jay on here. Fuck, where's some questions? Topic. You got these guys. Throw something at them.
Yeah. By the way, as part of the fundraiser for Deeds Not Words, our friend Mr. Bergman has a couple auctions online that are female monsoons. And whoever, if they sell, he'll give 10% to Deeds Not Words.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you.
So he's got no, it's a monsoon female and a bell het monsoon. And there you go.
There you go, guys. Check it out. And that's, you said that's on the auction?
Yeah, Morph Market Auctions.
It's really awesome. The whole community kind of came together for this. I believe RWO is doing an auction. Clarence from Morph are doing an auction. So it's I see there's a question, what's the best way to donate cash? There's instructions on the website. You could either donate just to my PayPal. I'll pay all the fees. Don't worry about that. And that goes right in the hopper. Or you could donate directly to Camp Freedom and just make sure you put Operation Deeds Not Words in the subject.
Yeah, we can get you the tax ID if you need it.
Yeah. We're just we'll eventually start our own nonprofit, but starting a 501c3 is ridiculous here. Yeah, you have to get a board together. You have to have all sorts of meeting minutes and things like that, and I just don't have time to do it. you know.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
So XRF, curious to what makes up the majority of your sales nowadays. Is it quality versus quantity, pet quality versus designer? Well, myself, I don't breed for quantity. I breed animals to hit animals that I want to hit, that I want to make, that I'm trying to, get ingredients for into certain projects, and whatever's left over is what you guys get to buy. There is the odd one that it's like, wow, I made this, but it's like, shit, I can let it go because, cash is always king. But I don't sit there and go, oh shit, I got to breed 30. I have to make 30 pied combos. I got to make 20 clown combos. My freeways are hot, especially with banana. I got to make at least 20 of those. I don't breed to sell. I breed to make stuff that I want to hit, to grow my collection further. And like I said, whatever's left over, the misses, that's what's for sale. Now, I find that the pet people, or people getting into this, or people that aren't, big breeders, they want to get cool looking snakes. They don't give a shit. Oh, it's a Mojave quad het. They don't give a shit. They just see the Mojave. Just like the pet stores and anyone else buying animals, they only buy what they can see. They don't care what it's het for. They're just selling it. So any of my nice, beautiful animals, my albino pieds, my albinos, my dreamsicles, bells, even some of my ivories and freeways, banana stuff, they fly off. Calico, they sell quick, anywhere between $100 to $500-$600. And one thing I have noticed too, and I think it's over the last few years, pet people now, before they didn't want to spend more than $100 on a pet. Now they'll buy $1,000 fucking snake because it's beautiful that they, so that's even raised a bit. But the designer stuff, you have to actually have the right stuff with the right genes. And, I always run into it where it's like, wow, it's an amazing animal, but you don't have one without pastel. Nope. Oh, that's amazing. You instead of yellow belly, do you have it with asphalt? Nope. Like it sucks, but that, you get what you get, and that's what it is. Right. But, you can't always have what everybody wants. And that's what's great about this industry is I can't just, I'm all sold out. Let me order 10 more. It's not something that we can restock. Whatever's there is there. And if I don't hit it and someone else does, wow. I've had people hit projects that I started and they've hit the animals before fucking me. So it's not like, and then that mentality is, you're a big breeder. Nobody can catch up to you. I'm never going to be able to do what you do. Oh, that attitude, fuck no. So,
yeah, I think it's kind of similar to when software was big and Bill Gates and the guy from Apple were coming up, and they said, like any kid in a garage could put me out of business one day. And it's that thing now, because if you notice, everybody's producing nice stuff now. Like, nobody's putting out just Mojaves or whatever, unless they're het for 10 different things. And I haven't sold a ball python in 10 years, but I go to a lot of shows and I see what's selling. And I do know that if you have bells and pies at your table and just that, you'll sell out every show to pet people, And remember, for a lot of people, $2,000 or $3,000 for a weekend is amazing, but for guys like Billy, if you go to Tinley and you only make $2,000, that's a failure for you. So there's definitely different levels, but I've seen father-son combos who just came with bells and they sell out every time, like literally every time.
Yeah, it depends on what pond you're fishing in too, and what's your target audience, versus breeders versus pet people versus, whether you're at a more upscale kind of show or a downscale kind of show. It just depends.
And I agree with Billy where pet people will spend $1,000 now. I see it at every show, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking
especially when they start looking and seeing what's available, it's just like, wow, I can own that.
Right.
Look
right.
at this, what Bear just put up.
I'm going to donate $500 to the cause and challenge everyone that knows me to do the same. And if you don't know, that's great. So I did a 250 challenge and Bear one up me. This is awesome.
Well, and Bear is at the level where he'll get a military challenge coin also.
Oh, awesome.
For deeds, not words. Yeah.
Love it.
I think that's the best little add-on right there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out there in the audience for whom $500 is like, I got chunks in my stool bigger than $500. Next.
Right.
And they're donating right now. So
yeah,
awesome.
we like those people. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is that, obviously we're not going to stop at 10,000. If we hit 10,000 and Ozzy comes and says, I want to give 2,000, we're not going to be like, no, do it next year. We're going to, if we blow away the 10,000 number, that'll be great.
Yep. That's awesome.
So More Forge here says, we can attest to that. We've sold around 800 pet level animals. And then when you see some dogs selling for 10K, it doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
So
also, since we're talking about More Forge, they've changed up their broadcasting plan for the year. And so every other week they're going to do no remorph. And on the other weeks, they're going to do new shows that they're putting together. So if you want the full scoop, watch last week's video on the More Forge channel.
Yeah, More Forge is great people. They've always been supporters of Fat Man Nation, and John would always give me backhanded compliments, right? And that was the most annoying thing. I finally had to call him out on it. He's like, Chris Eaton, you either like him or hate him, and he's not some people's cup of tea, but he's a nice guy. And I'm like, dude, whenever you say that, that's like saying, normally people can't pull off greasy hair, but you do it really well, So I'm just like, dude, stop starting off anything you say about me with you may not like them, and with this, I don't give a shit if you like me or Jay. You're not donating to me or Jay. You're donating to veterans, So, even if you hate us, buy a shirt, man. Do something to help the cause, because these are people that ran towards everything that most people would run away from.
That's right.
And I think it's criminal that we can't help them, and especially with all these auctions going on for dumb reasons. Like a dude crashed his car. He's like, oh, I need an auction for me, to get a new car. I'm like, dude, get your own car. That's a personal problem.
Isn't that insurance? Then don't you have fucking insurance?
Don't you have fucking insurance?
That's crazy. So what's funny, Chris? The funniest thing, and I bring it up so many times, and the funniest memory I have with you is and when people will say, it's like, oh my God, this happened, and they'll say something that happened, and I'm like, that's funny. I'm like, oh, you want to hear something funny? My buddy is in a wheelchair, and we're at the CRBE, and I guess it was his first time. Like, you were just a few months new to the wheelchair back in 2024,
right?
And you're at my booth, and you were gonna go somewhere else, and you turned around and you nailed the lady in the leg.
Yeah, no.
He goes, "Oh, sorry, newly retarded," and then you started
newly
wheeling away.
retarded.
And I just sit there, and I'm like, "Wow, this guy's awesome."
Yeah, I do that in restaurants. I do that in restaurants when I'm rolling through. I'm like, sorry, newly retarded.
Newly retarded.
Adult onset retard.
Like, he didn't say that. I'm like, fucking right, he did. If you knew him, you can just see. But it was the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
Sorry, newly retarded.
Yeah, no, we're taking that word back. I don't know if you heard, but in America, we're taking it back.
Oh, I use it all the time, especially with all these ridiculous post memes. You just see I was just a retard.
Dude, I've never said it to an actual person.
Well, of course
that
not.
was retarded. I always say it to like Jay. I'm like, that's retarded. We're not going to do that.
That's how we grew up. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
exactly.
But
I
that's how
still
it
talk
is.
the same way I did when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there should be no reason why we
Same
shouldn't.
terms.
There should be no reason why we shouldn't. Why do we have to change? You know what I mean? You don't like it, then fuck off.
Well, not only that, the differences in people is what's funny. But like, I got my leg chopped off. I got a shirt made that said 3/4 of the fat man is still better than all the shit out there, and you just try and make it funny because
oh my God.
If you don't laugh at it, you'll sit home miserable all day.
No, but you no matter what, you offend somebody saying something like, I like eating meat. Oh, that offends somebody that's a vegetarian. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it's just nuts. Anyways. Sammy in the house. Ramery Royal. Ramery's in the house.
Sammy has been such a bonus that we didn't expect. Like Sammy came out of nowhere and was with us at a show and got like $800 in donations just by taking pictures of people with a snake. And he's telling people, Chris picked me up at Home Depot tonight. If I don't make a certain amount of money, he's going to take me back to Home Depot and have to sleep in the parking lot. So Sammy's been such an incredible help, man. I love the guy. Sammy came to Canada with us too.
Yeah, he did. He's come, I think, 2, if not 3 years in a row now.
Well, my favorite Sammy story is Sammy was talking to Adam from Proper Royals, right? And I was overhearing it, and Sammy was telling Adam about all the metal he has in his body, right? And he's like, yeah, I got metal in my shoulder and my wrist and my knee and my neck, So Adam's like, what do you do? That they had to have so many operations. And Sammy just goes, I fall a lot, Adam was like, you fall? It was great.
Have you talked to Sammy about all of his operations and
oh, dude,
I'm just like, what? No way. And he's like this and that. I'm like, oh my. It's just like, wow. I was like stunned,
I get live updates on his new injuries.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah, we actually get ring cam video of him falling. It's so great. It's so great, man.
I hate.
I think the latest is he dropped a scaffold on his foot. Was the latest one.
Oh, I'm so clumsy.
Going back to the days when I think he used to be a pitcher. Yeah. When he used to be a pitcher, I'm like, what? And this happened. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, holy moly! Like, it's crazy.
When I first met Sammy, I didn't like him. I was totally prepared to not like him because he was friends with somebody that I really don't like, right? And I was convinced that I wouldn't like him. And dude, Sammy talked to me for 2 minutes, and I'm like, this guy is awesome. I'm like, no wonder why everybody loves him. So Sammy has been a huge help, and Sammy's going to be at Gettysburg with us.
Oh, cool.
And yes, Brittany, we're going to be at CRB again.
You going to Gettysburg, Sammy?
Yeah, Sammy will be there.
Yeah, he'll be vending.
We're actually rolling in Fat Man Deep to Gettysburg. We're going to have like 15 people with us helping with the live stuff and the auction stuff or the charity stuff. And then Jay will be vending, Sammy's vending, HJS will be there. Yeah, no, I agree with that. As a matter of fact, there's people out there that gave Sammy a hard time, and I immediately wrote them off. One guy was mad at Sammy because of the good morning messages. I was like, how do you get pissed off at a guy for saying good morning? Have a great day.
I just got one
day.
Yeah.
So the thing is I'm in like 4 or 5 groups. I had to delete 2 or 3 of them, but I kept 2 of them. But,
I get 6 of them a day.
Yeah, I used to get 5 a day, maybe 6. I don't even know, Jay. I fucking lost count. But it's like, like Chris said, how can you, turn your fucking notification off then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but, I can see when you had 5 groups and he hits all 5 because not everybody's in the same group. But
Right,
at the same
right.
time, like, how do you get mad at somebody that spends time to start
Right.
your fucking day off? And it's every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know,
And
crazy.
he's killing it, you know. And this guy gave Sammy a hard time. I immediately wrote the guy off. Sammy is in for life in the Fat Man Nation. Yeah, he's just a great dude.
Yeah. No,
Got
I'm
lots
glad
of
because
people
he's come
coming
up,
in.
like I said. I believe it's been 3 years in a row that he's come up, and he hung out at the facility and with Austin and myself, and he's brought up his buddies, and we've hung out and shit like that, and it's been awesome, man. It's been awesome just hanging out, and definitely here supporting the Canadian market up here and coming on up, and just all around super nice guy. Like, he's always positive, and he's always got a story to tell, and it's awesome. Like,
Well,
how
what's
do you not
great is that
like the guy?
when he runs out of steam, it's like a robot switching off. When he had to walk like 3 miles through the CRB parking lot, and him and Gerald were carrying a tow truck hitch full of stuff, right? And Sammy got there, and Sammy's like, "I think I'm done for the day, Chris." And I'm like, "Dude, I get it, So don't worry, we'll take you back to the hotel." He passed out for 2 hours and then came back. He recharged, I guess. He's like a video game guy, getting a medical thing. He slept for 2 hours. He came out. He was ready to go all night, man.
So in about 10 minutes, we're going to bring on a new set of guests. It's going to be Lace and Nikki from Show Us Your Rack, and Lace from the 15 Minutes of Lame contest.
The winner,
Yes.
the belt holder.
So before we let you guys go, why don't we hear from Jay what really got you interested in this particular charity and what they do?
Camp Freedom. The place is just massive. They offer a lot of different activities. I like their main thing is I go through the VA system. I'm not a big fan of doctors' offices and sitting through all that, and you do need that. But Camp Freedom offers like outdoor stuff, like in nature, and I think that is used well for healing wounds of all kinds.
That's great.
Now, is it a place where is that people live on that can stay, or is it just a place to go and spend the day or weekend? Or
it's not livable yet, but I have heard some people saying that they're thinking about cabins and stuff for maybe weekends and for the camps or and the hunting and everything. But no, it's pretty much a couple like pole barns and a massive house. Like, I've been inside the house, because you got to check in when you go there. It's beautiful inside the way they have it all decorated. Awesome. They got a lot of trophy animals hanging up, a lot of military stuff hanging up. It's pretty cool.
So you can hunt and fish. They have like streams and ponds and stuff. And
they have shooting ranges. You can go zero your weapon up there. You could, mess with your scope, sight them in.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, and I think that's definitely like, everybody. I'm one to not go to the doctor unless I have to. I don't even like taking fucking Advil if I don't have to. I'll try to, cold compress or try to, just rest and sleep to try to, get my headache gone. And if not, then 4 or 5 hours later, I'm like, fuck it, I need to take them. But getting outdoors and just getting your mind and just doing things that you love. I mean, I think that's a cure in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, going there is a life-changing thing, man, because it's so massive and the guys that run it know exactly how to run it. So I believe when they do hunts, they do 2 and 3 day hunts.
Yeah.
So they have to have some type of living situation on the property. And I think what they're doing is they're building new cabins for those 3 day hunts and for the people to come in and just take over. It's so massive. They have places that they could build cabins where you'll never see the main part of the facility. It's really so
It's over
big.
over 6,000 acres of land.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit! Like
Yeah.
Jeez.
6,000 acres.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
get lost back there.
You could
Yeah.
sight in your 50 cal on that. That's crazy.
Oh my god, that's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
There's
No, that's
there's a few lakes on the property. Aside from there's like I guess it's a lake, but it's a small lake right in the front. They do kids fishing tournaments there.
Sick.
So
I guess
now
they
that
bring
we
the
have
fish in and they stock their own ponds and stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
now that they have all this big reptile money, they need to go get the koi money. The koi money is big.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could get our commercial to show to the koi people,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it'd be amazing, you know. So
No, it's amazing.
You know, we've got you know, you got your new 15 minutes of lame season is underway, Chris.
mhm.
How many last night I saw a picture of pythons on there.
Right.
How many people do you have, or do you know, or can you say how many people you have in the hopper this time?
Well, we have about 7 people in the hopper. The only way to get on 15 minutes is somebody has to recommend to me. You know, they do it. People that ask to be on 15 minutes of lame, I immediately say no. Yeah, I'm like, dude, you sound too desperate. No, we can't have it. You know, but someone would recommend me, and normally it's like, you know, it's people I respect, like the Harbins or you know, one of the big breeders, and they're like, hey, you should check out this guy. And that's how you get on. We got about 7 in the hopper now. We're still we have room this year, you know, for new people. Matter of fact, I see a lot of people in here that were in the 15 minutes of lane in the year past, like Chris from 319 Pythons. It's fun because it brings people out of their comfort zone, you know, and you know, it makes people do the reels and you know, go more public facing, and you don't have to win 15 minutes for it to benefit you, you know. So Jay didn't win, and everybody knows Jay now. You know, there's a ton of people that didn't win that are huge, you know. So it's fun, man. It's fun, and it gives the younger guys a chance, and really, you know, for the last year or two, that's really what I've been about, is the newer people who don't have the aspiration to be Justin. You know, I noticed the whole attitude in people have changed over the last couple of years, where, you know, in 2020, it was like, I'm going to be the next Justin. And in 2026, it's like, hey, if I make an extra 40 grand a year, that puts me in a whole new tax bracket, you know? So I like dealing with those people, you know, the most. So
it's great.
Want to take this one away?
Yeah, Robert says, my father passed away from Agent Orange, and my brother was injured in Iraq. Just want to tell you guys, thanks for taking care of the vets.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Awesome. I'm not a vet, you know, just so everybody knows. Like, I'm not the vet. Jay is the vet, but, you know, helping out the vets has been one of the best things that I've done, you know. Man, it makes you feel good, you know.
It's a new purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
My mother-in-law, who's passed away, but she grew up in South Korea during the war in the 50s, right? And she was rescued by GIs at the Incheon landing. And so she always was the most appreciative of veterans you could ever imagine, and always doing veterans things, because, you know, when it touches you personally, like what Robert was saying, when it touches you personally and your family and stuff like that, and you know, people, it hits different.
So yeah, I know a lot of guys, like in combat arms jobs, when they get out, and I'm subject to this too. It's you lose the purpose you had, and they struggle with either finding what their purpose is now that you're out. And oftentimes I just create a purpose. Then if I can't find one, I'll just create one.
And it's not easy to adjust, right? I mean,
Not all the time. I mean,
Yeah.
some people it is, some people, you know. Some
And you
people
did
struggle.
what, 13 years?
Well, I did 10 years in the military, but then I did 5 as a contractor.
And I mean, that's a long fucking time. You know what I mean? Like that's a good chunk of your life right there, right?
The
And
majority of my adult life was,
yeah, you know, and yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So
you pick up a
hats
lot
off
of
to y'all.
different skills through that whole experience. It's not just, you know, go to war. Like you learn
Shoot guns,
organizational
yeah.
skills, you learn leadership, you learn, you know, how to communicate most of the time. You learn more than if you soak it up, you learn more than what you're there for.
Yeah.
More Forge. If you get a chance to do 15 minutes, lame, do it. It was a blast and can't thank anyone enough for the experience. It's
Yeah,
awesome.
see, more Forges is awesome, man.
They're really great.
Jason's a veteran.
Yeah,
Is he?
Yeah,
He's on the back of the shirt.
he's on the back of the shirt. Yeah.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah. Real quick, just go to fatmannation.com. Click on the support disabled vets link, and well, we appreciate everybody that's working on this. So,
Thank you, Billy and Craig, for the airtime.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
You know, well, we were trying to bring you on too, and then it's like, but we got to bring this fucking Chris guy too.
Dude, I know.
Okay,
I know.
let's do it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
really
gets
not
stretched
okay,
both-
but
it gets
you
stretched
know,
both
they come
ways.
as a dynamic duo. Fuck it, let's just do it.
Depending on who you're talking to, it gets stretched both ways.
Yeah, and then it's okay. Next time, just Jay could do it. All right. So I
We love you, Chris, man. You know that.
Yeah. No, Billy's famous for the backhanded compliments too. You know, so, right?
I'll give him to you front hand too, bitch.
But
You're
Billy's
awesome,
like,
man.
love him or hate him, Chris is a nice guy, dude. Like, you don't have to start with that. You know,
But you know,
just Chris is a nice guy. You know,
Aside from the smell,
yeah. Aside from the smell, I'm fine. But yeah, don't worry about it, everybody. Ladies, I got the new Dracar Noir, right? So I'm good.
ooh. Oh my God.
Guys,
Well,
seriously.
Gettysburg,
Thank you.
March 28th.
Oh yeah. We're gonna on March 28th, we're gonna be at Gettysburg, and that's really the only chance that people will, or not the only chance, but all the shows that we do, for people to get the black version of both shirts.
Cool.
So the people
For us
with the black
Americans,
shirts are,
it's in Gettysburg.
and it's in Gettysburg. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
For
yeah.
Americans, that's like monumental right there.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
awesome.
It's great. Yeah, this is going to be crazy this year too, probably because of the big. Everything's crazy with the 250, the U.S. turning 250 this year. I mean, I have some inside information on what some of the big retailers are selling this year, and you're going to see 250 everything this year.
Yeah. Mm.
For sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll say
Later.
bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, guys. We'll chat soon.
Thank you. Yep.
Don't be
Appreciate
fucking
you.
strangers.
Yep. Yeah, man. So that was great.
That's awesome.
Now we got Act 2 coming up soon here. We got
Yeah.
Act 2 with Nikki and Lace.
And hold on, I saw something. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? There we go. Patrick and Scott, what's going on? Skills Unleashed, Canadians. Ba-ba-bam. It says, hey, Billy and the crew. Hope to see, good to see everyone tonight. Billy, glad you're settling into your new place. And it was good to see you at the last show. Yeah, it was good. It was my first show in about a year that I've ended. And, still working on my setup. I don't know exactly what I want to do as far as, CRBE or moving forward, but it was good to get out and see some people. And I got the whole timing in of, what I need to do here and how long it's to go 2.5 hours and settle in and unpack. So it was a good sort of learning experience, and still settling in here. Got a lot of stuff and a lot of rentals to do, but I'm, got 4 clutches down and a lot more to go. And, I'm so happy that I moved. I love it out here.
But it's interesting. You are having to relearn some stuff, right? I mean, you're having to rethink how you're doing shows and because you're set up differently now than you used to be.
Yeah. So, I mean, that whole situation, even how I'm breeding and what I want to make, and my whole thought process has been changing a little. So we'll see how that goes. And but I'm happy and content. So that's all that matters.
Speaking of which, this week has been a great week for me in the hobby. It's just the past week. I've really been like just reinvigorated. I've told everybody that I talk to, that I don't do all the work myself for the snakes and for the reptiles. I have help. But that's because I broke my back 2 years ago, right? Well, it's 2 years later. I can do the snake part, and so I really kind of Matt from KMB Reptiles posted a thing on his Instagram this last week, and he said, "What kind of effort are you really putting in?" or something like that. Very brief, very pointed. It was just, what kind of effort are you putting in? And that really got me. It just nailed me. I called Billy and I called Nikki, and I'm just like, man, this really hits me. I can put in more effort. And then I start looking at what all the stuff that I need to do that I was letting other people do, and it's really stuff I really should be doing. And so anyway, been an exciting week. Got all sorts of stuff with Husbandry.PRO that was backlog. I got my backlog done. Had a couple mystery snakes whose labels had gotten messed up during the move and after, and so I had a couple mystery snakes. I sent off like $1,000 worth of shed tests to shedtesting.com, to Phenome, to Charlie, and like I had a big week. And just to cap it all off, after doing all that work, I got a clutch, which was nice.
Sick. There you go.
Yep, it's really when I go through the racks and I say, why aren't you bigger? Well, it's my fault she's not bigger. Well, you've been letting him feed him, so why don't you feed him? And it's really, I'm really having to take personal ownership over everything and not rely on my help, because you get over reliant on it.
I know that feeling, and it's like, and it's funny because it's almost like you reconnect, and I almost got like a new, I don't know the word, but it's like a new connection, and it's just a spark. Like it's like, wow.
Yes.
Like, and it's great because that spark will light the fire under your ass to keep going and pushing yourself even further, or it should anyways, right?
Yeah, because really the goal this year is to go from a handful of clutches to 20 clutches, which for me is a big number. For a lot of people, that's not a big number, but I'm trying to get to 20 clutches this year. And in order to do that, you can't just fake it. It's a lot of work. You can't just say, go pick up that and move that over there and clean that tub. You can't. It's a lot of work and a lot of intentionality.
So I see we have one person backstage. We're just waiting for one more.
Yep. So
ding dong dong ding dong dong ding dong ding dong ding.
Let's go ahead and bring Nikki out, and then we'll get Lace here in a minute. What's up, Nikki?
Hey, you guys.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Look at that smile.
Happy to be here. Lace will be here soon. She's got to let the dogs out when she gets home.
Awesome. Yep. So, look at this.
Going to shows does that for me. Gets the engine lubed up again. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Brittany says, I finally got a spark back for breeding. I've wanted to be in the Monsoon Project for years, and finally I am.
That's
it. Yeah.
Once again, and reminder, James Bergman Reptiles has a couple Monsoon females up on the auction right now, and 10% he'll give to Deeds Not Words.
And Robert says that he hit a double visual recessive from Hetz this week. 1 in 16. 1 in 16, baby. And he hits it. There you go.
Love it.
Awesome.
Nikki, what you been doing?
Just got home from work. I can't not smile. If I'm not smiling, there's something wrong. That's how you know.
Yeah.
It's true. Bear's right.
You know what I always say? Everybody needs a kindergarten teacher in their life. Because they're the most encouraging people. I do something and I call her and I say, did I do good? Did I do good, teacher?
You get your star.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, Craig, you did very good.
You get your
did the
second
thing.
star.
I know how to give a compliment and then give a redirection. Yes,
Yeah.
Craig, you did a very good job. Next time, let's
Yeah.
try.
Yes, but no and.
Yes, a very gentle way.
So how things?
Things are good. There's nothing really new to report. We finally got a clutch of eggs. They're in our incubator. It's finally good incubator working. Knock on wood. Knock on everything. But yeah, no, waiting on a few more. And then we'll have a lull before we get some more, hopefully.
Awesome.
Last year you had a problem with your incubator and it
Yeah.
ended up being a bit of a blocker, but it's really important for it's a good lesson for people to hear, because it's really important to check your temps on that and to validate that what the thing says it's doing, it's actually doing. And you went and got a good Will Banks incubator, and now we're on the move.
Yeah, and even sorry, go ahead.
Ours seems to have a bit of a gradient in it from the top to the bottom. So it was figuring out what temperature the overall setting needed to be in order for everything to go well inside.
Yeah, I saw a post, and this is good for, even equipment that you own. And I'm even guilty of it. I don't know when, but one day about a week or two ago, I walked by and 2 of my thermostats were out. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I guess when I moved something, it pulled, and it's like, wow. And thank God I have a nice ambient, right? So it's not really, oh my God, too much of a concern. Like, oh my God, they were freezing and dropped down to 60. It was still like 81, 82, even without the belly heat, which is fine. But it's just like, oh, you should always just have this, like, something implemented to check your stuff. Also, I saw a post where somebody bought, I think it was Vivarium Electronics, one of those VE.
Yeah.
Really nice, the PVC racks. You can buy the 3 different size tubs, and they bought it used. And what do you call it? It's already heat taped, already in, good to go. Just plug it in. He took it home, and he has this rule: no matter what, he's gonna go and always put fresh heat tape in. So he went and took it apart, took it out, and in 2 levels, it was fucking burned, like blistered, where fire was on its way. And
wow,
most people wouldn't even bother to check. They would just plug it in, and next thing you know, you really got to pay attention to the equipment. I have stuff too. Probes can come out if you got to put in, some sort of effort to do like a monthly check or a weekly check just to make sure everything's working. And it's crazy because we've seen posts, unfortunately, in the past where my house caught on fire because of this, and it's scary. So,
and that tape does wear out. If you've got one of these systems that actually has, when you pull the drawers out, friction. It creates friction. They can wear out. It's made to go under floors in Asia. They heat their homes with this stuff, and so it's made to go under something and not actually see friction.
And like, look at the situation Nikki just had. Like, even with your incubators, right? I just bought it. It's going to work forever. It's fine. It worked last year. Doesn't mean it won't work this year. You should do a test run. Turn it on prior. Put your little sensor pushes or whatever you use in them, or digital thermometers, and put them around on different levels and just see how it works. Don't just assume that, it worked before, it's going to work again, especially buying used stuff or somebody, it worked for me 2 years. Then you bring it here, something gets off, and now it doesn't work for you. You definitely want to test and check out your equipment. But I've seen so many people, buying used racks. And to me, I'd be like, oh, cool. I would have probably looked maybe. But to me, if it was working for someone else, I would just assume it would work for me. And you can't assume.
Yep.
I think the biggest thing is don't get too comfortable.
Yes.
That's when everything happens. When you just think you've got it. Key is never to feel like you've got it.
Yeah. For sure. That's great. Talk about one of the animals that I don't know if you talk about much is you have a particularly fantastic Brazilian rainbow boa.
Oh, yep. We from Scales Reptiles. She is gorgeous. She's in shed right now, but yes, she's a high orange,
They're amazing.
just beautiful. And she's
That's the
almost
guy
like,
from Nevada, right?
Yeah.
is that where he's from?
Yeah.
He was incredible to work with, first of all.
Yeah.
And then you go through everything, months and months go by because he waits until they shed a certain number of times and they've grown to a certain size. And then you get to pick it out, right? Like he sends you all these photos and you get to pick it out. So I picked out kind of this wild card one that we'll see. He thinks it'll turn into a high red eventually. Maybe she might just stay high orange, but right now she's like peach. And the more she sheds, she's got this really pretty peach belly. She's incredible. I'm trying to hold her a lot so she isn't feisty. Because
I got one too last year, and it's going to go to Nikki and Kurt to on a breeding loan. So we're gonna make lots of these really special animals.
Awesome.
It's tough to get on the waiting list with scales for some of these items. You got to make a deposit in advance and yeah. But what a great breeder! Seriously, great line breeding.
It's definitely worth it if you have the time and patience and the money.
Yep.
But I'm glad we did, and I'm trying to hold her a lot more because I didn't hold our other two, and now they are ferocious beasts. So,
to give you an idea on the money, these are like $2,500 animals, $2,000 animals, $1,500 animals, whereas you can get Colombian and Brazilians for a lot cheaper. But these are really special line bred, and the colors would just blow you away.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I'm just like, wow. Like, yeah, you know.
And you think when you get it that it's not going to look that way. Yeah.
No. And then after, I mean, even when you get it, you're like, oh my gosh, I just spent all of this money. I remember when she showed up, I was like, oh my God, Kurt, I'm so sorry. I just spent all this money. Cause our others were like $250, right? A normal male and a normal female. And at first I was like, they kind of look the same, but she was in shed and then she shed and I was like, oh,
there you go.
Thank God. She is gorgeous. And each time she sheds, she gets more incredible. So
what's up, Fred?
Good
How
to
you
see
doing,
you,
my man?
Fred.
Hidden Hogs in the house. Happy Monday. Bear also from the same person. He's got a pair.
Yep.
So yeah, quality, man. Quality in, quality out. Like, you know, and like Nikki said, like you can definitely see the quality, right?
You can definitely
especially
see it.
in person, because there's so much shit on. I produce a lot of ball pythons, and I have, you know, I do 600 to 800, and I think my highest season, I think I did like 1,400 babies. You know, so I do a lot of animals, and I've created a lot of stuff, and I'll go on Morph Market, and I'm like, don't look like that, motherfucker! Like, come on, like.
Yeah.
You know, I feel sorry for the person that buys it because
the colors aren't right.
It doesn't even look fucking close to that. I mean, I got it right here, and I got nice fucking quality examples of them. You know what I mean? And I'm like, they don't look like it pisses you off in a way because so many people are going to be disappointed. But I love what Nikki says. I don't know. And it's like, wow. Look
then. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's like Bear with his holy grails. I was talking to him this weekend and I was like, they're incredible. And he goes, if you could only see them in real life. Yeah. Like, I bet they glow. I bet they do. Can't even imagine.
Yep.
If they're that orange in a photo, how orange they are in real life.
Where is this woman? Man.
She's coming. She's
Ta-da!
There she is.
Coming in hot.
How are you?
Wonderful.
That's
How are
good.
you, guys and gal?
You know why she takes so long? It's the weight of the damn belt slows her down, you know.
She has to hang it up every time she gets home.
No, she wears it around and slows her
show
step,
it?
Right?
Can you show it?
It's right there. Like behind.
Right there,
right behind. Yeah.
You didn't see that thing? Look at that thing. How do
I
you miss
thought that was
shit?
a wristwatch hanging really close.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she has her own car seat.
Is that Willie?
Damn.
Yeah, sorry, I'm single dad tonight.
So, how you been? How you guys? I was able to jump on for a bit on yesterday. Was it? Yeah, it was yesterday.
It was yesterday. It feels like a week ago.
Yeah. So it's awesome. I try to jump in when I can, and
For
Not
people
usually.
who don't know, Show Me Your Rack is on Sundays,
Noon Eastern.
noon Eastern, every Sunday morning. And sometimes it's live. Usually it's pre-recorded. And it's heavy on the show and tell. It's just really great. You just get to see a lot of great animals. And if you've ever seen their ads for it, about how their new ad looks like this, and that's really the way it is, because they just
That's it. Yeah.
they invite people that are going to blow them away, and then they are blown away. It's great.
I do start to feel bad because it's like I feel like they always will show off what they know I like, and I'm like, no, this is your show. Like today, we have an upcoming guest, and they were like, I can't wait to show you the blackhead hypo stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I can't wait to see it, but also this is not show me. This is show me.
Show me. No, Impress the Lace show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, no, just show me your other stuff. But then it's like, okay, well, that just tells me I like cool shit. So
Yep.
And
Or
also,
we could call it Embrace the Lace.
oh
You know?
wow,
There we
Oh,
go.
wow.
You know, we gotta.
my head is just getting so big. Thank you, Billy.
Allie's
don't
gonna be
get
so
too big
happy.
because you're gonna hit yourself on that big ass fucking belt.
Well, here's what's
know.
great. What's great is you guys have had 40 shows now, 50 shows, 52.
52.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. Look at that.
That's crazy. I just, Billy and I do this, but if I were just on my own trying to do a podcast, I don't think I could do that every
I mean,
week.
it's basically Nikki all by herself.
It's not Nikki all by herself. I do the backstage planning, and Lace is in charge of everything else because Lace
Getting
has to
drunk
talk.
and rambling.
Lace goes, Nikki needs to talk more, and I do. But I also last week, there's weeks I have good weeks, and there's weeks I don't have good weeks. So Lace saves me a lot. You do. See, we work well together.
For people wanting to start a podcast, it's a great piece of advice to just find a good partner that's into it as much as you are, that, because it is a lot of work, and it's a lot less work when you can split it up.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. And bounce ideas off of each other like the two of you do.
Yep.
Just
Mhm.
chit-chatting back and forth when you guys don't have dead air very often, but when we do, we find a way to fill it.
Let's
Yeah,
make some dead
my
air
mouth,
now.
my
Have
mouth
to.
opens and I always fill it.
Ah. I love it.
Good one.
Yeah, John, it really is a good show. And my wife is not into reptiles. Sophia, you'll see her in the chat sometimes.
Yeah.
And but she loves that show. She watches Show Me Your Rack every week.
And we
Oh.
love Sophia.
She's such a sweet lady. Bless her heart.
We have more fun because every time they'll ask what we want them to show, like they'll send us messages. What would you like? What do you want to see? And we'll say, we want to see what you love. Show us what you love.
Yeah,
And that's-
it's good that way too, because if
Yeah.
it was like, what do you want to see? And if it was the show would be the same people showing the same fucking combo,
Mhm.
Yeah.
the same
yeah.
stuff. That's whatever's hot. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is we can see what's hot because it's in all of our faces. We want to see stuff that's not hot,
Yeah.
that could be hot, and that you love. And I love seeing people taking shit in different directions, because if we're all doing the same shit, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the
that's
most-
almost harder to do
Yeah.
if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the most simple thing too, that they'll show it and your mind will just be blown, and they'll be like, you'll ask what it is, and it's a pastel something. Like, oh, I have that out there. I didn't even think it could look that cool when you put it together.
That animal Chablis always fucking
Yeah.
shows off. That's and Lace is like, you sure that's not hypo? That's gotta be hypo. She
Yeah,
said,
right?
"Everybody-" Yeah,
Exactly.
it's fucking crazy, right? And
Yeah.
that thing is mind blowing,
Mhm.
and it's not even what we think. And it's just like, what the fuck? It's crazy,
Yeah.
right? So it's great to see stuff that we assume that we know what it looks like, or oh, that's got to be this. It's like, no, you're way off. It's like, what? And it just
Yeah.
opens up your eyes and just like, wow, I never, it gives you some sort of new respect for some of the projects and other genetics that are out there that just people have, one and done, gone. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yes, sir.
It's
I always wonder how many people are holding out on us. You know, it's like
Some,
the
they are holding
gatekeepers
some
that
out,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. Not everyone watches our show. Just show it to us. It'll be our little 19 viewers secret.
I think some of the funnest stuff I've seen on your show is when people bring out genes I've never heard of, and then they show it, and it's just bonkers, you know. And so it's a great way. We don't do any show and tell on this show hardly. It's sort of like on purpose. We don't do any show and tell, but this show is a great way to learn morphs, and that's one of the best skills you can have for yourself as a ball python breeder, is to get familiar with these morphs.
Lace and I have notebooks. We take notes during the show. Things that are really cool. As soon as I get off, I run and tell Kurt when I'm all done. Like, guess what I just found out? Guess what so-and-so said? You have to watch on Sunday to hear the rest, but I'm going to tell you this part right now.
Yeah, and that's good, because you know what? You're learning something, or it opens up your eyes, or it sparks an interest. It's positive, right? And that's the thing. It's positive, you know, and it gets somebody else that's out there that might not be, you know, a top tier. And they're like, I don't know. I don't want to go on because I feel, you know, I'm so inadequate. Like, so many people feel that way, right? Oh, I don't really have a nice rack system, or fuck, we all started there, you know? I mean, a lot of people now, you know, are coming in and they're like, you know what? I want to start off, because if you listen to people, I think even Chris from the Snakes and the Fat Man, you listen to one of his podcasts. I believe it was when he was talking to Mike Wilbanks on one of his podcasts way back in the day. And he was like, yeah, with eyeball, you know, one thing that I wish I knew, I wish I started with professional racks from day one. You know, we all started with Malamine and this, and a lot of people, you know, holy shit, they're expensive. But eventually, you know, within a couple of years, they're getting into them and they're like, holy fuck, this is so much better than the shit I've been dealing with for years.
Yeah.
And you know, I agree. But at the same time too, I would rather you have $1,000 snakes and $100 racks than $100 snakes and $1,000 racks.
My God, yeah.
You know, but you know, starting off doing things right, and you know, we've all been there. I mean, I started with Malamine, and then I went to Malamine PVC, ARS. Then I got rid of the Malamine and went PVC, ARS. Then I went all ARS. Now I'm Freedom Breeder and ARS. So, you know, it's stepping stones, right? But you shouldn't be embarrassed starting where you're at, or posting it, because it's your journey. And so many other people can relate. You think you're the only person with fucking Malamine racks in this industry? Like, come on. You know, other people can relate. And if you come out and sort of feel comfortable, other people will. And that's what we want. We want people in the community to feel comfortable, you know, whatever level they're at, you know?
That's a big part of it. Is if you come on Show Me Your Rack, one, we're going to ooh and all at your whatever you've got, just because that's the kind of people we are. I mean, like, we're everyone else's biggest fans. And you come on the show and the expectation is always to be just open and real, right? And then at the end of it, it's like, oh my God, I'm so glad. I was so nervous. And for what? We were just chilling. We were hanging out. I'll tell you what, Show Me Your Rack. Two people that will never judge you are the gay and the kindergarten teacher. Okay. This is a safe space. I promise you. We have a lot of fun.
We do have a lot of fun.
We had, but you don't have just everybody on, right? People need to be sort of established, right? And have a collection established. I'm not going to go out and buy my first snakes and then get on Show Me Your Rack, right?
Right.
No.
Yeah. And you've got to be like not a piece of dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good life.
We like
good
positive
life choice.
people, because we don't want scary people coming on Show Me Your Rack and then having to figure out how to navigate that.
Can you imagine both of us? We would just cave. We would be like, oh, bad connection.
Yeah.
This is why we pre-record.
Help, SOS.
So we can end it if you're mean.
Yeah, everybody's been incredible. And we've had quite a few people on, right, Lace, that have never been on a show before.
Those are the coolest ones.
Yeah.
It is, right? Yeah. Getting them to feel, and you can tell they're nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's great because if it breaks that, I think, Chris Eaton said that, earlier today. He's like, they get on and it's a stepping stone. It breaks their, some of their fears. It's like, going on in front of all these people showing, I don't know, I'm going to screw up. And, so many people feel that way. But when you go on there and you just be yourself, guess what? It's like, you did fucking amazing. No, I felt weird. Yeah. But you know what? You weren't, it's a mental thing, right? Like, we all want to, we all don't want to disappoint, and we don't want, and I get it, but we
don't want to seem not cool, like we don't know, but it's just a conversation. And at the end of the day, even when we do stuff like this, we're all sitting here, talking about the community that we love so dearly. So
I think too, our pre-recorded part takes a lot of the element of fear out of it too. That it's pre-recorded and not live, so people aren't worried about trying to answer live questions. They can just come back and hang out in the chat on Sundays. They like that, and we like it for scheduling. Works great.
Yeah, it works perfect for you. Yeah, not like you have a show that starts at 7 and people show up at fucking like 8 and 8:10. I know that it's the live thing. Yeah,
I know. See, we can't be here on time. Got a meeting, and Lace closes the shop on Monday.
We'll wait, baby. I mean, this shit's worth waiting for, man. Come on now.
Thanks, Billy.
Come on now.
Love it. I think the show with Billy is still the top #1 video on Show Me Your Rack. Am I wrong?
I think so too.
Oh, cool.
It's also the only one where someone has ever ninja dodged a snake bite so well as you did that day.
Yeah,
dude. So
you remember that?
First. Yeah,
it was like the Matrix.
I think when did that, I think Lace said, "Oh, I'm definitely fucking cutting that out. That's going on fucking that's a clip."
We did. We made a slow-mo clip. You have to go deep into Instagram to find it, but it's there.
Yeah, no, that was fun. We flew. I think it's probably the longest one too.
I think so.
I think it's like, hey, Billy, it's fucking like 5 hours. We gotta go.
It is an ongoing joke. If someone does something really long-winded or something, I'm like, the two most long-winded people I know are me and Billy Rose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know what? We're 1 in a million, baby.
I'm here for it.
What do you mean 1 million? I'm fucking 1 trillion. Fuck, your numbers are off, baby. Come on. Your numbers are way off, girl.
That's true.
This is how I started also, with wire racks and heat tape, plastic tubs with lids. Yep. ARS racks are pretty great, but you start with what you start with.
Yeah. But even could you say, if you would go back and you were going to give past tense you some advice, you would say, shell out the cash, buy the good racks right here, right now.
Yeah.
Yes
after,
and no.
After 20.
Ooh,
I say
up to 20.
I say I had to learn from my mistakes. Kurt and I had to learn from our mistakes and join this guy's Patreon and get a kick in the butt to realize what we're going to do. Because I have to learn from my mistakes. I could have then gone out and bought all the wrong things after buying a really fancy rack. See, did it the other way.
Yeah, and that's
but
the
if
thing
you go,
too.
you visit Justin Kabelka's place. And in Georgia, and you walk in, and one of the first things you see are a bunch of melamine hatchling racks. I mean, they're shelves. What do you want?
Yeah. And they're temporary housing too, right? They're just for hatchlings and stuff. And I mean, that's the thing is people think that, no, I don't want to post. And I've had a lot of people, it's like, why don't you post some of your stuff? No, I want to make sure, I want to get a couple of my, breedings in, and I want to get a lot more experience, and I want better equipment. But why? You're wasting all that time to learn how to take pictures, build an audience, and get out there and learn how to post and when to post, and, show people what you got. Because there's more people out there with melamine and PVC than there are with fucking ARS and Freedom Breeder. I can tell you that right now.
Sitting on some banger snakes too.
Yeah, but they're afraid to show because they're like, I know a guy that has a little room, and in his room, like, I don't think he's got a snake under 5K in a rack. And I'm just like, dude, it's like, yeah, but I'm like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? Like, dude, it's like, yeah, I don't want to post. I'm like, what is wrong with you? Right. And
you've got to start where you're at. You can't wait till you're perfect because you're never going to get there.
Yeah.
Start
I
where you're
mean,
at.
like, you know, and it's like, you're not trying to compete. Like if you're sitting there thinking, if I'm going to post a snake, I got to compete against everyone else. And you're in this for the wrong game. You're posting a snake because you made it and you love it. And it's exactly what you like.
Yeah.
And if you know, like that's the thing is I like Ultramel. I like my cryptic. That's why I'm not really into puzzle and I'm not into monarch. My tastes are different. So if I'm like, oh, I can't post this 3-gene fucking beautiful Ultramel because, you know, monarch's the new shit right now. No, I'm proud of what I make and it's what I like. And if no one else does it, then that's not what I'm doing it for. So
Morford said, Billy's Show Me Your Rack was a weekend.
yeah.
It was a great
or,
weekend.
or as the kids say, a movie.
It was a movie.
Oh,
Bear
Look at
says I've
Bear.
never owned anything but ARS and Freedom Breeder Rodent Rex. Cry once.
Yeah.
Yep. But that is hard-earned wisdom that only us old guys have.
Yeah, I know many people, you know,
Oh.
it's crazy. Like, you know, like here's my kitchen and here's what was my living room. There's a couch with racks and then here's what was my dining room. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people start that way, right? And if it works and then you can say, hey, now I want to, you know, renovate the basement or renovate the garage or let's put an outbuilding or, you know, you got to start somewhere, right? And it's crazy how people, you know, you should be proud of what you got and what you're doing. And if you're comparing yourself to someone else, like someone like me that's been doing this for 25 plus years, there's no you can't compete with somebody like myself right now. You know, in 10, 15 years, you could, you know, because who knows where I'm going. Like I'm actually, instead of keep going up, I'm going to sort of stay plateaued and start really like the double recessive and the triple recessive. People are going on quads and quints, but like, do you know how many double recessives combos and triple recessive combo? We will never, in the next 20 years, we'll never make even a quarter of them. Yeah. But yes, guess what? We're passing that off now because now we're on the quads and the quints. And why are we passing a whole, like there's so much meat on the bone here, but why are we moving to a different part? And you know, I'm all about right now, I want to make cool looking fucking snakes. I have, and it's funny because I go down in my holdback and I open up my tubs. It's like, oh, Orange Dream Yellow Belly. Like, what the fuck? I've made thousands of these. Quad head. Oh, okay. But it's still an Orange Dream Yellow Belly. Like I used to remember, you know, 6-7 years ago, I'd open up every second tub. I'd be like, holy shit, what's this? Oh my God, look at that. Wow. Now it's like I got to open up 9 or 10 to find one that's like, wow, you know, because they're all genetically powerful, but they're not visual. And I want to change that a little. I want to open up my tubs and go, damn, look at this. And if it's quad head on top, even better, you know, but, you know, whole process.
Who thought of the name?
Hey, Nikki, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Nikki. Hey, Nikki.
That one was me because it's slightly inappropriate and also hilarious. It catches your attention, right? Show me your rack.
Here, I'm going to show you something here that you're going to like. Hold on. If it'll let me do it. Come on, Craig. Here we go.
You can do hard things, Craig.
Can you see it?
Look at her. That's my bestie.
Is that a great shirt or what?
It looks just freaking like her. I cannot. That is crazy.
It's essence of you both. It's essence of you both.
Yeah, it looks exactly like you both. I saw that.
Lace has got on the belt.
Down to the little button nose. Look at there. Look at her. Nikki's got her clear interchangeable glasses. She can throw on a different color at any time. Right here. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Oh,
look at I had to take them off because they're too shiny for tonight.
Now, some of you are looking at that and saying, I really want that shirt.
So how do we do that?
There's your link.
Yep. Go visit our Instagram. And it will take you to our link tree. And they're right on there on our link tree.
Or you can click on the link I just posted in the chat.
Or Craig's ahead of it. Look at Craig go.
And I think you should. Okay, I'm not just blowing smoke for real. That brand of t-shirt is the best t-shirt you can get ever. So for what, not even $19, that was it Comfort Colors t-shirts?
I think so. They're incredible colors. I can tell you that much.
Well, just like the quality of those shirts. Every shirt that I have of that brand has lasted me years.
Have you
And I
tried
go for
the
shirt.
next level ones?
Those are nice too.
They're
I like
so
the next level
soft.
ones
Yeah,
too.
because it's funny because I don't know if it was the video that I just did or one of the ones that I've already pre-recorded that's coming out. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, oh, and I open up, I'm like, oh, next level. Yeah, now I know why. But they're so soft. They're like, wow. They're really good. So the one that you're saying is what's it called? Something
Comfort Colors.
Comfort Colors. Gotta check
Unlocked
that out.
Morph says that's what they use as well.
Sure beats the good old Gildan everything.
Comfort
Slightly
Colors.
scratchy.
This is a really good point from John at Morphforge. I've been drinking since breakfast, I promise.
Good deal.
That's more Lace's jam, but you know, this is a nice thing. You see, you record it in the evening, and everyone thinks you're pounding beers before
right in the morning,
breakfast.
first thing. Yeah.
No. Oh, okay. There we go. See, I've already opened it. So it's either next. So in 2 weeks, I have another Mail Monday, and then 2 weeks after. So it's either in in 2 weeks or in 4 weeks. But I've been catching up.
They're great, man. You can dry them. They will last. They are thick.
Awesome.
Pythonic Obsession says, are the sizes fluffy friendly? Great question. They are true to size. Think about your favorite t-shirt and the way that it fits you. Order that size. You do not have to size up or size down. The truest to size.
That's good to know.
Also, I'm stealing that fluffy friendly.
Oh, look at this. Bam. What's up?
What's up, Pressure P?
The fam.
Good to see you.
So any questions for Nikki and Lace? Any topics? I
would like for someone to put Nikki in the hot seat.
Don't you dare.
And I just want to be here for mutual support. Go, Daddy Craig.
Boom. All right, you ready? I got 5 questions for you, rapid fire. I can't do anything rapid fire. I'm like
10 shades red, darker. I'm going to match this down here. This thing. Yeah, the ticker.
We got a lot of we had a few podcast things that Nikki and I tried before Nikki really landed on this Show Us Your Rack, right? And did it take a little while for you to zero in on just the right content, Nikki?
Yeah, I think we tried different things. We had Angel with us for a long time on In Your Circle, but then Angel's not in it anymore. He's all done. So
great show.
I know. I loved that. But then also so then we had our Friday night show, which was fantastic. But then it got to the point where life needed to happen too. And I was like, I've got to narrow it down to something that doesn't take a bunch of time and show me your rack. We sit down and we just go. It's easy and fantastic and fun. And not that everything else wasn't, but a lot of other prep went into both of the other shows. And this doesn't require as much prep. It just is show up and have a great time.
Free balling.
Yeah, let's start a show. Well, very minimal time. We'll set it up and put all the pressure on the guest.
Yeah, it's great.
Look at that.
It's fantastic. We
right
sit
there.
and watch, and they get to do their thing. It's basically their show.
Yeah,
we're just
look at that.
We're just there to facilitate.
The key formula to success. There you go.
So
here's a great question.
What projects are you both focused on?
Lace doesn't have any hypo, so she's not focused on that. Or blackhead.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that you? Blackhead hypo, you'd say?
I have a lot of hypo clown. Everything dark in hypo clown. And then there's the whole scrambler thing that I also have hypo pied in. So
amazing.
And I'm very excited about putting the scrambler hypopod stuff into all of my blackhead, mahogany, black pastel, hypo clown. But the cool thing I think is that I set it up to sprinkle the little contrast and color. I didn't necessarily know I did, but like my pops of color with all the dark stuff is stuff like cypress. It's stuff like obviously orange dream. You just can't go wrong there. A little bit of lace, and a very, very little bit of lace, by the way.
You have to have at least one token lace.
She has to.
I do, but man, I tell you, I need more. But again, life happens. But those are my big exciting things. Everything dark hypo, and then eventually throwing it to the scrambler hypo pied stuff. But Nikki has some heat over there that a lot of times people forget. The little quiet, the silent storm is sitting on some absolute bangers. And Nikki dabbles in I'll shut up. Nikki, what are your favorite projects? What are you working on?
You dabble in. Kurt and I talk about this a lot. Craig knows, and Billy knows some of it, but we do have quite a bit of stuff growing up here that we're really excited about that is coming down the pike. But this year, it's our Ultramel stuff that I'm really excited about, and our Scrambler. I love Pied. I do love Pied. My favorite project right now. You love Lamp. I'm really loving our GHI stuff. Like, we hatched our first GHI clutch, and just that, I told Kurt, I was like, I could hatch GHI anythings every day of the week and I would be happy to cut a GHI clutch just because they're incredible. But our clutch in the incubator right now, I think is Kurt will correct me later if I'm wrong, but I think it's our furrow het clown. Oh. It's a butter furrow het clown. Craig, did I get it right?
Yep.
Do you remember? Okay.
Yeah.
To our bongo het clown, pastel bongo het clown.
It's going to be wacky.
I know.
Oh.
I'm excited to see what happens.
Bongo is the silent killer, I think, sometimes, man.
I think it's on the rise.
I'm excited to see what happens from that.
What makes you fall in love with this hobby besides the animals?
The awesome people. Look at these people we get to hang out with.
Yeah, the fact that I hang out with people on the internet for fun.
I know. And then sometimes you get to meet the people in real life. And that is even more fun. And then no joke. Then you've got Billy, who we watched his shows forever and ever. And now it's full circle, and here we are with Billy and Craig.
Yay!
Cool.
Right?
Cool.
Yeah, it's funny.
Never in a million years.
It's funny because of the not doing YouTube. Like, I think I did 3 or 4 videos last year at the beginning of 2025, but it's been like 2 years since I did a Mail Monday and just filming again now. And it's like, wow, because I'm ready. I'm finally ready to start doing stuff. And I got clutches in the incubator, and it's it's sort of like back to basics, back to, things. And, I was like, oh, I don't know if I fuck up, but I mean, the very first one was like normal, cut, start, end, and there you go. And it was just like, cool, and I screw up here and there, but hey, man, I mean, it wouldn't be Billy if we didn't have a little screw up here and there. Or I remember doing some of the videos with Austin. It's like, yeah, and here's a pied 100% het clown. Meanwhile, it's a visual clown. You mean clown 100% het pied? Yeah, that's it, Austin. Thanks, but it's not easy being on camera, especially live talking and trying to do. And you don't have cue cards or something to read.
There's no script.
No, there's no script. You just basically turn the camera on and do what you do. But it's fun and it's exciting, and I've missed it. Now it's like, wow. So we did 3 videos back to back to back. And like I said, you saw the first one that's out now, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks. And then maybe there'll be another one, but I'm sort of all caught up on the mail. There's another one that I'm going to do. But egg cutting videos, I want to start going through, like, normally I do like the top 2025, my animals. So I'm going to sort of do something like that, but it's just not going to be my top 2025 or, because I got to show off some of the stuff I made, like the freeway, the special freeway het clown. I mean, het monsoon, which is actually going to Fire Baby. And then I got the brother, which is the special freeway monsoon, which is awesome. So I'm just like, wow, look at that. And, they're both, for me, first, and I believe the world's first. So it's still something where it's like, wow, like there's stuff out there that I can do and show and start getting that mojo again. Just like I want to film everything I do. And a lot of people are still asking me like, hey, what tubs do you use? Hey, you're using, the substrate list. How is it working for you? I want to start doing more videos like that. So you don't have to go back 5 years when I started talking about it. Like, yeah, I got a video on there. It's like, I can't find it. And I'm going on trying to find something I did 5 years ago. I'm going to do some new current stuff. And, even now I've started, I've changed my incubation now to 87.5 instead of 89.5 after talking and having a live stream with Dr. Warren Booth. So, yeah. So incubating at a lesser temp. So
I think to answer this question about what the most challenging thing you've come across doing with podcasts, for me, I think it's having a balance to know what's good enough to go with. And perfection is the enemy of progress, and don't give a shit about what people think and just do it, and that's the most challenging thing. Isn't the getting the lights and the camera and the snakes and all that. The most challenging thing is the head games you play with yourself. That's the most challenging thing.
That's a good one.
I'm going to throw this up quick, but we'll still keep going for a while. But I'm going to take this one off. Bye. I'm going to throw this one up. Hold on. There we go. Hold on.
Hey, look, Lace, I'm not the only one.
Hey, man.
Click a button, click a button.
You do
click a button.
good.
If I don't screw up, man, then something's wrong, man. Like, come on. Like,
For me, it's those darn camera buttons on StreamYard. And last week, I swear, if you watched yesterday's episode, StreamYard was doing this thing where it kept taking one of our photos and making us the big picture. And every time I clicked it, it battled me back. And I was like, I just give up. And finally, Lace was like, I'm the big picture. Yeah, I know.
But I can always tell. I can always tell because I'm looking at her and she is silently getting frustrated. Has anyone seen Nikki silently get frustrated? It is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It happens all the time.
So the reason for the temp change. So I would say, so I've had Dr. Warren Booth, Professor Warren Booth. He just likes to be called Warren, So I think I've had him on the Patreon. I think it was a third time. Every time I've learned something. I think the first one, it was like androgenesis. What's that? Like, what? And it's the opposite of parthenogenesis, where all the females' genetics are used and doubled. And parthenogenesis is the female laying eggs where only the males. It's like, what? Like, that can happen? Yeah. Oh my, it's crazy. So the Monday, so that was last Wednesday. The Monday before, we were talking about, going higher, like, 89.5 is what I normally do. People are like, I'm 90, 90.5, 91. And I was like, yeah, maybe I'll try it. And then speaking with him, there's a lot of times with like shark mouth and other things. It's probably a genetic thing, but it also could be some of these genetics need a longer incubation time. Like we're trying to speed the process up faster so they come out faster. And he was saying when he does like 87.5, you get a little bit of a fluctuation. Day 64, 65, anytime after 60. So it's an extra week to 10 days. They come out, they're a little larger. They've got in, they have almost all their yolk they absorb, and there's hardly any deficiencies. And if you talk to people that do like back in the day, the caramels, anything that's slugged out, some of the animals, like not the gray matter. What's the one that
urban camo?
The urban camo. Black pastel, the super black pastels and stuff. Oh, we always incubate them lower. Well, maybe it's something where instead of rushing the incubation, you slow it down. And he was also saying that, in the wild, when you go, and he goes, if you ever have an animal that you maternally incubate, like especially a ball python, you maternally incubate, she'll be coiling around that animal, around the eggs. And when you temp gun that female, Bowie, back. When you temp gun the female, she'll be like 88, 87. She's not like 90, 91. And what'll happen is the heat pits are so sensitive that the snake will actually take its head and dig it into where the eggs are. And if it's too cold, it'll tighten around it. And if it's too hot, it'll open up. So it self-regulates. It's not like it just lays in one certain pile and nothing changes. It opens and expands to let and I'm like, what? And it's like, yeah, none of these, when you temp gun the animal, they're not 91, 90, they're fucking like 80, 87, 85, 84, 88. They fluctuate, and just like, incubators, my incubators. And sometimes when I jam them, when they're empty, I'll put them in and I can put probes or digital thermostats on every single lever. And it's perfect. Start putting tubs in where it restricts the flow, 3 degrees higher at the top, 3 degrees lower at the bottom. They still all hatch, except some hatch at 49, some hatch at 57. Why is that? And they're all fine. It's because they don't need to be perfectly 89. Oh my God. It's we freak out about all these little things and we really don't have to,
Good
so
point.
I'm trying it, right? So instead of having them, come out at day 50, 52, 54, now I'm doing 60, 64. So an extra, say, 10 days.
Yeah, I was going to ask how long you've been doing it for and how much longer is like the prolonged period of that.
So 89.5, I've been doing since I've started this back in 95, 96. Actually, no, I got my first ball python in 95, 96. I didn't start breeding until probably 98, 99. And then, I had so many slugs because I didn't really know what I was doing. So, early 2000s, I was starting to get a lot of, clutches and learning from my mistakes and stuff like that. But I've never changed the incubation because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then you hear, oh, I go higher, I go super low. And, hearing this, it's like, you know what? For me, and it's like anything else, I would rather have an animal shipped to me and the heat pack doesn't work and they come in cold than the heat pack is on fire and the animals are too hot, because the heat will injure your animal. Nocturnal, it'll fry organs. You would rather have your animal on the cool side than on the hot side. You're going to have more problems incubating at 91 than you will at 86. Right? So I can wait another 10 extra days, right? Do I have to change to 89.5? No, but you know what? Why not? If and it's not like this is from someone. It's like, oh, I did this with 6 clutches. Like this is, people going in the wild and how they do it and temp gunning animals and so why not try it? And I'm like, hey, guess what? All my animals came out bigger and all the yolk, because I've had some that come out and they come out and they're dragging the sack with them and they only absorb half the sack and it is stressful. It's like, oh shit, like, well, what do? Well, grab another tub, get a little bit of water, take the animal out, put it in there. So when it moves around, it gives it a little bit of buoyancy for the sack to sort of move around so it doesn't just rip. If I don't have to do that and stress out anymore because I've given them an extra 10 days to incubate and they come out and it's slower and I'm getting less issues, fuck, sign me up. And you know what? I'm going to try it with 100 plus clutches. And that's the way I go balls deep, right? Like here we are, like even with the waterless, the substrateless incubation, I did the whole year. Now, let me just try a couple. I did every fucking clutch, 123. I love it. Never looking back. Now, my first 4 clutches are in an 87.5 incubator, incubating an 87.5. I don't have any test trials, but you know what? I will, because I believe in it. I believe who told me, and it makes sense, So that's why I decided to do it, because, I'm listening to science. I'm listening to people's, stats, and I've never gone wrong, doing it. I'm gonna see for myself, and it's like, you know what? I didn't really notice a difference, and I'd rather have them out a little earlier. So I'm gonna go back to 89.5. I won't know that till next year, but no, I
You
haven't.
worked with Grim? I've seen the show.
It's a great show. We
Mhm.
have Grim, but we've not done anything with it yet.
Oh, cool. I've had one in the
That
past.
big old girl you have, she's massive, right?
Us, yeah.
Yeah, the Graham. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and you know
Yep.
what? If it's better and healthier for the animals, why not? Like, what's 7 to 10 extra fucking days? I know
It's a lot.
I know it's a lot. Like, I'll be sitting there going like this, like, are you pipped yet? You pipped yet? Nope. Can I cut you yet? I'll be feeling them, but I want to do things that's best for the animal, and I'm learning, and you know what? Why not try it? And then guess what? I do 100 clutches, and I'm like, you know what? I noticed less this, less that. I had none of this. I had none of these problems. I had no defects, but that could be a genetic thing right from the start, but let me try it and get some data. 600-700 babies is enough fucking data for me to make a decision on whether I want to go back or go, you know what, let me do 88.5 and I'll be happy, or just go back to 89.5 like I've always been. But I'm going to try it, and that's just what I do. And of course I'll share my information with everybody, and what they do with it is what they do.
I got a text from Bergman saying he'll show you this rack. He's ready. He's ready to come on the show. But I've seen his rack, and
yeah. Well,
I'm still in therapy.
Don't show that picture if you
Yeah,
haven't.
please don't actually show us your actual rack.
Yeah,
Several people have very jokingly
So
pretended to, and Lace and I
Hey,
I
Travis
think-
Shabley, what's up? How you doing?
My two new favorite people, y'all. They're incredible. I love them.
Yes.
So much fun. They're just my people. They're my kind of people. Oh yeah. Who asked earlier the hardest part about the podcasting thing? Was it pressure?
Mm-hmm.
It finally came to me. I think I know. Sometimes when you worked a 12-hour shift and you come home, as badly as you want to talk to somebody, you do have to sometimes lube up the engine. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I'd kind of like to melt into my couch, but I've got to do it, and I've got to get out there and do it. It's very seldom that it's actually like that, because it is a good time for me and Nikki to catch up and hang out, just us little squirrel friends. But sometimes you got to amp up being like a social person, especially like Nikki and I, we're really antisocial people in general. So it's hilarious to me that we have a podcast.
Takes us out of our comfort zone.
And it's
It
crazy.
really does.
Like, 52 episodes, man. It's pretty fucking badass.
And we're still doing it. Like, Nikki, did you honestly think that we would? I don't know. I thought that we'd try it out for a little while, and then we'd be like, yeah, I guess we suck. But like, our
We
people
tried.
are our people.
I
and they
hoped we'd
actually
be
dig it.
around. I hoped we'd be around.
Right.
Now we're on to the follow-ups. She's even more fun too.
Yeah.
Oh, because you're
Oh,
having the same
yeah.
people back?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to hold people accountable for their bullshit.
Yeah. we
Yeah.
are.
Because this is going into 14 things. Okay, what'd you put it in?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
we
show
had
us
a
what really
grow in
happened.
here.
Oh.
Because that's some shit I would say too.
That's great.
Well, that's awesome. No, I'm glad you guys came on.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
For
Thank
sure.
you. Sorry I'm late. I had to close the shop.
It's all good. It's
No
like,
worries.
hey, we already knew what we were getting into.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why
Thanks.
Craig's like, you know what? Let's get some fillers in prior. And we had an
Ah,
amazing, Jay and
Daddy Craig.
Jay from Green Line, and Mr. Snakes and the Fat Man himself, Chris. So it was awesome.
That's
know?
true.
So
Guys, buy your shirts. I get $1 for every cent. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, buy
Hey.
your shirts.
And if you buy that shirt, you have to go to Walmart wearing it and film the whole thing.
Oh, you're talking about the Show Me Your Rack shirt?
Yes.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Who was it that pointed out the first design was Booby Booby? Was it Craig?
It was Craig. Yeah. Remember Craig?
You
So the
show
first
me the
logo that
rack sign, and
nobody
I
else.
think those are placed just right.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
are
remember the
titties.
first logo I made, and nobody else has ever seen it except for Craig and Lace. And I remember Craig calling me on a video chat, and he was like,
I don't think
Nikki,
so.
I have to talk to you about this. I just need to let you know because you might not have realized this. I'm like,
Have you
oh
ever
yeah,
seen the Hooters logo with the big eyes?
Yeah.
yeah. Like, okay, Craig, you're right. That's not good. So here we are,
Awesome.
a year later.
No, pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
Thank you guys for all of your support and for everybody that comes and hangs out with us on Sundays and has a good time.
yeah, and I got shipments going out to two of you. Sorry, Lace, you're not on the list.
Gotta buy a snake from Billy.
And I got a few people in the chat that I have animals going out to. So I've got my Philippine order going out within the next couple of weeks. And then I should have early April. I'll know probably within the next couple of weeks when the shipment is to the US. So yeah, it'll be good to get 100 and some odd animals out of here. So woohoo! Make room for the new ones on their way.
Yeehaw.
But, yeah, so it's coming. The shipping season has finally opened up, and I even got some snakes coming in from the U.S. So
Ooh.
pretty groovy. Pretty
Not
groovy.
from me, Billy.
Nope, not yet. Not yet.
That goes two ways, buddy.
I love you, bud.
But yeah, no, it was awesome having you guys, and definitely awesome when I can pop into your show, watching it, and
You're
I'm
due
honored
for
to still be the #1 viewed
Oh,
of your show, which is awesome.
Until we do the follow-up, then
Yeah,
that'll
you-
take over the #1.
The follow-up is approaching, y'all. So let's see if we can go for 17 hours this time, Bill.
I might withdraw my recommendation that you have James Bergman on your show because he keeps texting me and I was wrong. It could be a big mistake to have him on the show. No, you need to do it.
Come on the
So
show.
we're gonna do our outro, the famous outro. We don't do the whole thing because it's really long. I have to get a new one done. I'm gonna call Mike and say, "Hey, Mike, you know how you got that cool fucking outro of mine? Can you do another one with Craig and throw him in there, and we'll see how it comes out? Who knows?"
If,
But here
if
it
it
is.
doesn't work
Good night,
out, I know
everybody.
a girl.
Well, what's that?
If it doesn't work out, I know a girl.
Awesome.
Sweet.
We'll see you next week, everybody. Have an amazing night. Have a great week. And anybody that is in a shitty weather area, please drive safe, be safe, and stay positive, y'all. And out of here. Ready?
Channel my content, I'm the man with the Morse. Billy Rose in the house,
Craig
breaking
and Lace
down
and
those
Nicky.
doors. Mutation, creation, making waves, that's the norm. With the snakes in my hand, feel the power transform. Yo, it's Billy Rose, let me
Craig.
tell you a tale from the heart of Canada, where the pythons prevail. Got the rack stack high, more style to make you smile. From clowns to ultra mouths, I'm running this reptile mile. Started from the bottom, now collections elite. Feeding ASF, every snake gets a treat with the community tight. I'm the breeder you seek. Mutation, creation every day of the week. Social media buzzing, see the followers grow. On YouTube, Instagram, watch the Billy Rose show. The hacks into the giants, got the genetics unlocked. In the reptile game, I'm the TikTok of the clock. Channel my content, I'm the man with the Morse. Billy Rose in the house,
Craig.
breaking down those doors. Mutation, creation, making waves.
This shit goes hard, I'm not gonna lie.
In my hand, feel the power transform. Cold scissors in hand, cutting clutches with flair.
Herp Collector's
Residents
Mike.
Toronto, Canada, you know I'm rare. Team Ultra
Team
Mel
Ultra Mel
strong,
strong.
colors vivid and bright. In the world of ball pythons, I'm shining the light.
Woo! Good night, everybody.